Little consequence to what's happening on the river. However, the slow motion disaster making its way up the Mississippi is getting more opposition to keep it at bay today. Crews started work to raise the height of an underwater levee to block the saltwater from traveling upstream. Now, as saltwater heads up the Mississippi from the Gulf of Mexico, preparations are underway right now to protect the drinking water supply for nearly 1 million people in South Louisiana. Paul Murphy joining me now in studio with the latest on steps now being taken on the river.
Cherise, the lack of rainfall during our extended summer drought has dropped the depth of the flow of the Mississippi to a point where salt water from the Gulf is now running upriver to New Orleans. Problem is, that's where parishes along the river get their water. Now the race is on to dilute the salt water in the river so communities can maintain fresh drinking water. The first line of defense against a moving current of salt water slowly making its way up the Mississippi River is an underwater barrier at mile marker 64 in Plaquemines Parish. Monday, the Army Corps of Engineers started raising the elevation of the sill from 55 feet to a depth of 30 feet. The toe of the saltwater wedge overtopped the sill last week.
We built the sill in July, and we're now bringing it up another 25 feet higher with keeping a shipping lane so that navigation can still continue along the river.
The work is now expected to take 24 days to complete. The Army Corps is also trying to cobble together a fleet of barges that would gather water upriver and deliver it to downriver treatment plants inundated by salt water.
Once the water treatment facility gets this water, they can mix it with the water that they are pulling in to dilute the salinity levels to safe levels for drinking treatment.
The Corps used barges to bring water to treatment plants in 1988, the last time salt water made its way up the Mississippi. This time, the Corps is hoping to be able to transport 15 million gallons a day by the end of the week and eventually up to 36 million gallons a day.
We will take these barges upriver, we'll fill them up with water that do not have the salinity impacts of the saltwater wedge, and then we can bring them down to a water treatment facility and offload it.
Local water treatment plants will need to have a reservoir barge and other equipment on scene to receive the water, something the New Orleans Sewage and Water Board is working on as we speak.
We have a consultant engineer helping us right now working on that very setup for our Algiers plant. I believe that's a viable option for us. That's the best option we've got at the moment.
Water Board Deputy Superintendent Steve Nelson says the most viable option for the Carrollton water plant, which treats about 150 million gallons of water a day, is to push in fresh water from upriver parishes not impacted by the salt water.
We've got a number of regional partners. We are in communications daily. Had a briefing with the Army Corps and GOSEP today. And we are hopeful that we will find a solution that will allow not just Orleans Parish, but Jefferson, and then by extension, we're working with St. Bernard.
The Sewage and Water Board is telling its ratepayers at no time will the utility simply cut off the water supply. Officials also say there is plenty of fresh available drinking water right now. And if and when there is an issue with the water supply, the utility promises to let the public know well in advance.